So the Neewer 660 is a really great mid-tier light for wedding work, commercial work, content creation, and short films. I've been using these guys since 2019, and they're pretty durable, and they have lasted me about 6 years at this point. The Neewer 660 has 330 warm colored bulbs and 330 cool colored bulbs. We can open it up here and we can turn it on, and we can see it has two dials. It has the yellow dial for the warm color, just like so, and it has the white dial for the other color. And I think I'm completely blowing myself out on the one lens there. You can see this is quite a substantially bright light for indoor scenarios. Can put out a lot of light. You can see this is just the white on, and if we turn it all on, you can see the full brightness of this thing. Oh, shoot. Yeah, just blinded myself there. So we're going to turn this down quite a bit so it's manageable. Oop, turned it off. So that's the lowest setting that you're able to get it at, is the lowest brightness. So we're going to rotate it away. You can see we've got these nice little barn doors on it. So you can kind of shape the light, and I can kind of shape the light away from my main lens. Helps if I tighten. Obviously you can see with these little handles here, you can rotate it up, rotate it down, and just tighten these up if you want to keep it at a certain level so it's not tipping up and down. Again, we've got these nice hard metal barn doors that do a great job. Now, one of the things that I love about LED panels is they do not get hot. This is not warm at all to the touch. Now, if we flip this guy around, you can see here is the white dial, and here is the yellow dial just underneath it. And here is the on-off switch. Turn it off. You can see here there are points for two. You can see here there's points for two NPF batteries. I don't have any on here right now, but if you wanted to use that, you would flick the switch over to this side. And if you want to use AC power, you flip it over to this side. That's kind of a nice feature so you know what is actually powering the light, so that you're not thinking that it's on AC but it's actually on the batteries. You can see here's the AC cord, just plugs here into the back. It's a pretty nice, pretty simple setup. So I do definitely like this setup more than the Neewer 160, where you can set it, turn this guy on, you can set it, get your settings dialed in, turn it off, turn it back on, and you're at the exact same setting, unlike the Neewer 160, where the on-off switch is the same as the brightness switch, so you can't actually control, you can't set it up and leave it, which is frustrating when it comes to this. There, unfortunately, on this guy is no battery indicator when you are running it off battery, so you have no idea how much charge is left. So typically I will try and use it with the AC adapter if I'm doing long takes or interviews or things like that, where it can really mess things up if it turns off in the middle of a long take. You can see it's just a little bit of a harsher light on me, but it's still nice. Like if I push it back a little bit further here, all right, so I pushed it back just a little bit further, and you can see it still produces a pretty nice light on me. I'm going to go ahead and turn this big guy off just so you can see what it's doing by itself. So you can see right now it's just the key light. It's not incredibly bright. So I'm going to shift it over here to kind of take the place of this light. All right, so now we've got it pretty similar to roughly the same brightness of my big light, roughly the same position. So you can see kind of the difference. It is a little bit harsher. It's not quite as well controlled, like you're seeing a lot more spill on the background, even with the barn doors, because I don't have a softbox on it. But at the same time, as a budget option, like my face is still, pretty nicely lit and it still looks really good. So if you weren't like comparing them side by side, you'd probably still say that this is a pretty nice looking image. I can still get good coverage, still nice and even, and makes me look pretty decent. All right, so now we are back to the big light right there that's really directed on me. So my biggest application for these lights is corporate settings where it's a small office and I don't have room to set up the big softbox, but I still need to light my subjects. These guys do a great job. I just quickly want to show kind of some of the effect that the barn doors can have on light spill. So be watching the back wall there. So you really can, kind of control and shut down. And if we completely close off our barn doors, you can see what that is doing. And I'm going to turn off the light so you can see basically you can get it all the way down to almost no light spill at all. Or you can really open these guys up to get a nice wide spill of light. You can also take off the barn doors, but I never do. But it allows you a lot more control than something like the Neewer 160 or LED panels that do not have barn doors. So personally, I really, really do like these lights. I use them all the time, and they just continue to be workhorses for me.